Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. Yay! So, today, it's gonna be easy, it's gonna be chill. And by easy and chill, I mean all you guys are gonna watch me do is yap about art school and watch me do my finals. These finals that literally tore me and my mental health to shreds. So, I just thought it would be good. I've been talking about wanting to just film my art journey with you guys, and you kind of hear me bring this up a little bit later, but I really wanted to film just my journey. I haven't been able to do so, and I think now that I am finally completed with my bachelor's degree, this is the perfect time to do so. And why not start off with finals week? Finals week. And to top it all off with finals week, I was super beyond sick. And when I'm sick and stressing, my body shuts down. So this was a very rough time, but it actually helped me produce some of my best work that I am so incredibly proud of. I'm just lucky and I'm blessed, especially just with the outcome of all of my projects. So nevertheless, we have part 1, which you're watching now. You're gonna see me work on two projects. Yeah, I think 2. So I'm only working on a Sanotype and I'm only working on a cut poem. And the third one, you see me work on 2 more. I can't remember what those are, but you'll see those in the next video. And then the other projects I did off camera, of course, and I'll probably go into that a little bit more in the next video. But for right now, we're just only gonna watch me work on the Sanotype and the cut poem. Now, day 1, I don't record an update for day 1. So as you're watching this, I decided to be a little vlogger or whatever, get into my YouTube era and give you guys more updates about what it is that I'm doing for each day, why I'm doing it, etc. However, for day 1, I was so incredibly sick. I don't even know how I recorded this footage, to be honest with you, but I was so sick and I did not want to do anything and I couldn't do anything. So all I did was prep for the Sanotype and the cut poem. By prep, all I mean is I was just cutting things out. That was tedious and that was a lot, especially for day 1 sickness. But I was just cutting things out the whole entire day. So that's kind of like that first part of the footage. After that, you just see me putting things together, you know, prepping for all the other ones and everything else that comes with that. But yeah, I don't really want to keep you guys long because I'm about to do that with the rest of the talking that I'm going to do. So without further ado, I shall see you soon. So before I start yapping about my bachelor's, I did want to take a moment to bring up how this is my first vlog ever. I know my last video is technically an artist vlog. However, to me, that was for a grade. And I don't think it really counts as being able to record regular content and be consistent for you guys. I've always talked about how I wanted to record more content, record things along my journey, and I just feel like with life constantly getting in the way, being a mom, and focusing on so many other things like working and whatnot, I wasn't able to do that. But now I told myself that I wanted to push forward and create more content and get it out there. And now I'm able to do so. So I thought that would just be a fun little tidbit. And I truly can't wait to do more because we do have another vlog coming out soon, shortly after this one. So without further ado, let's actually talk about my bachelor's program. I graduated from Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design with a major in illustration and a concentration in children's illustration. Essentially, my dream is to become a picture book illustrator. I want to design all kinds of picture books and be able to put it out there for all children, and I'll be able to fully explain why I'm doing a master's in art education in the next video. But I wanted to take the time to kind of break down my program and just share my overall thoughts and opinions and just how I felt about this program. So the way my program worked was honestly really intense. My semesters were split in half, so instead of taking long semester courses, I took 2 8-week classes at the same time and then immediately switched into the next set of classes. So if we're really thinking about that, I never really got a break. I would get maybe 1 week during fall and 1 week during the summer, but since my school was online and based in Colorado, there wasn't a spring break built in the schedule either. So this is actually my first summer without school in 3 years, guys. Can we believe it? Can we believe it? And while that structure did help me graduate faster, it also pushed me into some really severe burnouts. Because while I was balancing motherhood, school, and work all at the same time, just having to also add a bachelor's degree on top of that and have assignments due every Sunday was one of the most draining experiences of all time. Okay, I want to get into a little bit about just the school in general. I think the school is great. They teach you so many fundamental skills on just like oil painting, acrylic painting, color theory. You learn, I think I took 4 different life drawing classes. I've taken a 2D course before. I've taken a Photoshop course. And now what's best is they give you access to Adobe Creative Cloud for free. So you have that for 3 years straight if you want to do any extra bonus projects that you might have on the side. I think my favorite thing about the school overall was actually getting to learn from real children book illustrators and having them critique my work to tell me like, hey, maybe you need to work on this, maybe you need to work on that, or I like this idea is great and it's fun, but maybe you want to dive deeper and explore over here. So it's great. I think where I struggle with it the most is just the timing of it all, the burnout of it all, being a mom and whatnot. And to me, I feel like those are my small personal factors. Don't let that deteriorate you from possibly going to art school, or even though just like maybe going to your dream school, period, point blank. I will always 1000% say my bachelor's degree was worth it. I'm happy for the money that I paid. Like looking at where I was 3 years ago, like I tell you now, I did not like painting. I hated painting with a burning passion, and it was because one thing I really had to learn and find out about myself was just that perfectionist side. She had to go. That perfectionist side had to go, and I had to remember that like art can be whatever you make it. It doesn't have to be this exact image that you're trying to convey to everyone. What you're putting into it is what will convey that message that you want it to convey. But you thinking that it has to look a certain way and it has to be pretty and it has to sparkle and these things are supposed to represent blah, 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 blah. While that's all nice, yes, it's how you make it and what goes into it is the most important part. And learning that, it's been great. I've learned a lot about art history in general. I've got to learn how to create my own podcast, which was fun. I did an AI project, which most people would be like, an AI project, but what we were doing was just seeing if AI was meant for this time frame, diving deeper and researching with it. So it was very, very interesting, very profound and exciting. But at some point when you're working back to back, as long as I had on some of these assignments, you start to turn more of your projects into, okay, what will get me a passing grade? What will get me a pass on this assignment? Versus, okay, what is the message I'm trying to convey? What is the meaning I'm trying to convey? And then when you're getting closer to due date and graduation, you are more worried about getting yourself together for your future career. You're not really thinking about your art. You're scared that maybe you're not getting engagement on TikTok or YouTube or whatever videos, versus you actually putting in, you're putting your all into a specific piece. So it was a troubling time. It was hard, but it was so worth it. And even though like my master's program has only been just one semester, I have truly gained so much knowledge. I am so excited about what else is to come from school. I truly am. And it's funny because as you're growing older, you don't think that learning is fun. Like, when you're a kid, you're like, oh, learning's stupid. But then when you're getting into college and you're just like learning something that you truly, truly love and you truly enjoy, you're like, wait a minute, this is actually kind of fun. Wait a minute, I'm actually enjoying this. Maybe life is worth living. Maybe it is worth living to be able to do something like this. Okay, everyone, so we're on day 2 of working on these projects. Please don't mind my appearance. I'm very sick. I don't know if I mentioned it in day 1, but I kind of like randomly came down with something, and day 1 was actually the hardest day. So me having to cut all that stuff took a lot out of me, and I'm at least proud of myself for... I wanted to be a lot more further along in my projects. However, I am very, very proud of myself on just like what I got done for how I was feeling. So now day 2, the goal is to finish the Sanotype project. So then I have 5 projects left. And then I want to try to show a little bit more of me working on the poem project that I'm supposed to be working on. As you see, I try to make things easy for myself, and I'm like, no, let's make it way harder. The poem project was originally supposed to just be me like coloring, adding my pieces, and then cutting just the words that I needed to put together the poem. And for some reason I was like, well, if I'm cutting out the words, I might as well just do cut pieces. So you saw I'm like cutting out the heart, I was making the church. I also decided that I wanted to add I bought some twine for a different project that you'll see, but I wanted to add the twine around to represent like the connections between them all. And I'm just like, yeah, why not make it harder on myself? Now, as I've talked about so many times, I want to become a traditional artist. I'm a digital artist right now, but I eventually want to lean more towards to just traditional art, excuse my language. But it's very tedious. It's a lot of work that has to be put into it, and I kind of originally planned for something easy, and then as I'm working into it, I'm really getting into it, and I'm like, I can actually do this. So bear with me, guys. It's coming along. But today we are going to finish the Sanotype. Now, you won't get to really see as much. I'll be able to show you how I set up the paper. I don't know why I didn't get Sanotype paper to make this easier on myself. Yet again, I decided to just use 140-pound watercolor paper, and I will be painting on the Sanotype solution. Now, that all has to kind of be done in the dark, so you guys won't really get to see that process, but I'll show you how I'm properly setting up the Sanotype, just my board and everything that I'm going to be using, and then afterwards you'll kind of see it get placed out into the sun, and then the final project. But that will allow me to have 1 out of 6 done. So yeah, just buckle along for the ride. Thank you for joining me, and let's see what we create. Now, I want to get into the motherhood aspect of it all. When I started my bachelor's degree, my daughter was only 6 months old, guys, so let's keep that in mind, okay? And by the time I finished, she was 3. And those primary years are the most crucial years. I'ma be honest, as those are incredibly demanding, and they need you constantly, emotionally and physically. I never had a moment to rest. And from there, I will forever feel like I did not properly get to watch my daughter grow, just because I was, crunched for time, spending time with her, making sure my assignments were turned in on time, making sure things were due correctly. And from there, I look back at that time and I'm like, did I even enjoy anything? Did I enjoy my bachelor's? Did I enjoy those moments with my daughter? And it makes me tear up, because I will say, looking at from where I started out with my work and looking at it now, I'm 1000% incredibly proud of myself, especially within motherhood as well. Seeing where my daughter was at 6 months old to seeing how smart and beautiful and creative she is at 3 years old now, like, I'm happy to be able to toot my own horn and say that I was able to help her get to that point. But I'm like, did I enjoy it? Do I remember it? Did I actually take time to breathe and soak in all of those moments? And then on top of that, I only took about a 2-week break right before jumping directly into my master's program. And in my opinion, that set me up the worst way possible mentally and creatively. So even though my bachelor's degree taught me so many skills and helped me grow as an artist, I started to view it more as an assignment instead of expression. And with that being said, I do think if you're someone that's looking into doing art school and you have the money in this economy and you need the extra skill sets, by all means, please go to and do those classes. And I will always say, if you're going to spend money, lots and lots of money, trying to work to get new skills and get into certain classes, maybe get into certain fields, I will always say, make sure there's some type of certification afterwards. Maybe get a basic certificate. You don't have to go and get a full-blown degree, but at least show that the money being put into a degree plan like that is worth it. And I will say it's so much worth it, because I'm going to pop up on the screen real quick just an example of my before, like where I first started and where I'm currently am. And I'm just like, I'm so incredibly proud of myself. And then as you guys are watching me create these pieces, you're going to see how much my creativity begins to take over, because I promise you not, when these assignments were placed on my lap, I was like, what am I going to do? Let's also be real, okay? So for these master courses, there was like 6 projects that were due, and they give these to you at the beginning of the semester. Like, I don't think I got mine until maybe a month into my semester, about the 6 projects that I was supposed to do on top of the other classes, like class homework that I was doing. And my professor is like, hey, you have these assignments, you can start thinking about it, you can start planning it, you can start mapping it out, but at the end of the semester, so May 6th or 7th, whatever the end of semester was, you are supposed to submit these. And I was like, okay, I got time, I'm a mom, I'm figuring things out. And then when you're in master school, you're more focused on reading, which we'll get into, of course, next video. But when people give you procrastination, like not procrastination, I felt like they handed me procrastination on a silver platter, if we're going to be super, super honest. Because imagine, I went from having something due every Wednesday, every Sunday, to now you can turn this in whenever you want. That hit me like a ton of bricks, because I was like, I had so much anxiety. I didn't know what to do. And they said, run with it. And I like that with a master's school, they treat you more like an adult. If you look at bachelor school, they don't treat you like an adult, because you're fresh out of high school. So you have assignments due. You have things going on. You have people looking over your stuff. And, it's easy and it's great. And it's all about the fundamental skill set that you need before getting into something deeper. Because then when you're being a master, like, you're a master of your own craft. You're diving deeper, you're researching, you're wondering why it is I'm in this field and what can I do to actually make the field that I'm in better. And they treat you more like an adult. They know that you're working a 9 to 5. They know you're a mom. They know you got things going on. And that's great, because now finally someone sees you. But is that really great now that I don't have something due on Sunday? So that all kind of came together and hit me like a ton of bricks in January. I was so exhausted. Like, I was so sad. I didn't want to go to class. I was tired. I was constantly like looking at things, and I'm like, why am I doing this? Why did I set myself up like this? I mostly did it because I knew that God called me to do a master's program. However, He never gave me a time frame. So I could have taken a year-long break. I could have, rested and relaxed. But I knew the moment I stopped school, I wasn't going to want to go back. So while I had that momentum and that drive, I ended up jumping into my master's program. And easily was like, I love the master's program. Compared to my bachelor's, master's is so much better than a bachelor's. However, just keep in mind, if you're going to do a master's program, it is taxing mentally. You have a lot to do, a lot physically. And if you are going to go to art school, make sure this is something you really want to do, because even though I may be in a lot of debt from school, I am so grateful to really see how much I have grown. And I think what was great about it is I have learned so much and learned so much skill and can now put that to use. But then my master's is literally what snapped me back to reality and made me realize I am doing more of the work for a grade than I am actually understanding and feeling something from it. This whole project that you're about to see within these next 2 videos is all about like exploring creativity, expression, remembering why I loved art in the first place, remembering why I decided to join an art program in the first place, why my whole life I've dreamt of being an artist, and why now I've fully stepped into that calling, you know? There's a lot that goes on. So, you know, I do think if you have the time, if you want to do this, if you're dedicated to becoming an artist and building your craft and doing all of these things, then you should go to school for it. And if anything, if you're going to spend thousands of dollars, get a degree to show for it, or even get just a basic certificate to show for it. I feel like a lot of people do want to go to YouTube University, but then people are trying to monetize off of that. And that's nothing to hate on anyone, you know, if that's your brand, if that's your business. But, you know, these people are spending thousands of dollars on these quick courses, but they don't register with companies. You know, if you want to be a Sony animator, they're not going to take that you did this little 2-second thing. Sometimes they might want more credentials, or even then your work has to show for it too. So I just truly recommend 1000% to anyone, if you want to go into art school, do it if you have the provisions. This economy is hard, and if you can't, do what you can to practice and hone your craft, and make sure you're doing it because you love it. So funny enough, I've made a lot of just voiceovers of me yapping about school, but none about the actual art that I was working on in the middle, like my finals. And real quick, I just want to say how much, even though I started out with these, I actually did not finish these, and I will specifically say the cut poem, until I finished the rest of the other projects that I did. I struggled with it. I think I just struggled so much with the planning of it all and trying to make sure it's cohesive and it's to my liking. And then on top of that, these are all traditional, which, if you know me, I'm primarily a digital artist. So I wanted to step out my comfort zone to really focus on traditional, and it was so much fun. I did procrastinate, we're not gonna lie, but that was because I didn't know what to do, where to start, how I wanted to start it. And instead, I actually just decided to have fun with it all. I was coming up with all the concepts as I was doing it. And then I even think what was really fun is just kind of God shining his way through during my Sanotype piece. It was so fun, and it was kind of like freeing, because for once it just didn't feel like it had to be this stickler of an assignment. I think what's also funny is you'll see in my cut poem, there's like this fairy sticker that's on the side. I did not put her there. That was my daughter. So my daughter's creativity decided to come and shine through today. But overall, like, each of these pieces have really taught me to have fun, to be expressive, to be creative, stop being a perfectionist, stop overthinking, stop overcomplicating, and really start thinking about like the intention that you want and what you're putting out into the page. So that was a very new thing for me, and I feel like I've learned so much just in the current courses I was in, and I can't wait to actually really talk about that with you guys the next video. These are not my favorite out of the 6 that I've done. I would honestly say maybe the cut poem is last compared to all the other 6, but it was fun, and I would like to actually do more. If you know me, I really like just
cut medium in general, like cut paper, collaging, all of that. So maybe I can incorporate that more somehow into my traditional work. And I'm really going to start doing more sketchbooking as well, and I will be recording those. So maybe I can do some fun explorative pieces within cut paper. But here is the final look, and I truly do thank you guys if you've stayed this far to see what the final piece is, just for joining me today. And yeah, just love each and every one of you for all of your support and your well wishes and just truly being here for me.
So I'm back yet again. Thank you guys so much for joining me on my first vlog that wasn't for anything else. It was all purely strictly for me to document for you guys and just my future and my career. Thank you guys so much for just sitting here, for listening. If you're still here, of course, please follow me on all my social medias. I think they're all Nevaeh Illustrates, but if they're not, they will be linked down in the bio. If you have any more questions, comments, and concerns about just Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design, please reach out to me. Look them up. I promise you, like, there's such great program. It's a great program and it's worth the money 1000%. And they have like artists who are also working in the field and industry that you may want to go to, teaching you through there. And it's worth it considering you're doing everything online. Just maybe your timing, is all that has to be changed and fixed. But I just thank you guys so much, truly, just for everything. And I hope to see you in my next video. So, see you soon.